Hey babe, so here's the lower body sequence to stretching and some dynamic range of motion that I'm finally getting around to making for you. So we're just going to jump right into it. I hope that it proves to be helpful for you. So I like to start with the cat and the cow, where we inhale coming into the cat, exhale going into the cow. Really give this some time to start loosening up all that lumbar and thoraco-fascial region. Gets really tight. So don't hesitate to do a fair number of these. From here, I like to dip down into a type of a child's pose. The idea is to lengthen. This is really good for the low back. So you're dropping your sacrum down and back and reaching out with the idea of eventually being able to bring your forehead to the floor. And it's real important that you breathe here. And as you inhale, imagine that your inhale is literally expanding outward through the low back, just as it expands forward through the abdominal region. This is what really makes this very effective. Again, give it some time. Don't be in a rush here. Slow, deliberate breathing. Now you could easily do this for up to a minute and just hold this pose. I'm not going to spend quite that long, but just so you know. And now what I really like is a variation of this. The first is I'm going to stretch laterally to my right. Really opens up a lot of tension on that left side. Not only the low back, but you'll definitely feel it all the way up through your shoulder. And use that same peaceful, slow breath. And now, slowly maneuver and do the same thing, but stretch to your left, opening up the right side all the way from the low back up through your shoulders. On that inhale, feel that whole area expanding. That's where you're bringing a lot of energy and really helping that area to loosen up. And then slowly come back to center, help yourself up. And now, on the balls of your feet, just come back. This really can feel initially uncomfortable on the feet, because you're really opening up the plantar fascia. Give it a chance. It's really good for the feet. Plus, we're starting to open up the area that we were shortening when we were in the child's pose, which is primarily the hip flexors. If you want to, while you're here, you can just do some nice shoulder rotations. Be creative with some other
stretches while you're hanging out here for a moment. And now I'll just come into and go into the hip flexor. You know there's many ways of doing this, but I'm letting my arm go up on the same side that I'm stretching. And what I like to do is just make this dynamic. So I'm just gently going in and out. It warms up that area. Not too fast, because you want to be able to feel whether you're going too far or not. And then once that's been warmed up a little, go ahead and go into the static version. And one last little connection here. When you're in that, now laterally flex, in this case, to the right side. This gets a different portion of that muscle, the hip flexor. Just for a little bit, come back up, slowly change to the other side. And here we go. Try your best, and I have to remind myself to straighten that arm. We want to really open up here. It's easy to find yourself like this. As long as it isn't painful, really get that arm straight. Stretch, open up the lats and this whole side. And again, then we'll come into the static version. Always be mindful of your breath. And before we come out, let's stretch just a little bit laterally. And now come back out slowly. Now, we can come all the way down, lengthen, and let's do some alternating knee to chest. Now, you don't have to do that. I like to bring my hands up and gently assist into a little deeper stretch, as long as it's not causing pain. And do it as gently as you can so you're not creating tension in your upper body. This is a very easy, gentle assistance here. 4 to 5 on each side. And now I like to do a variation of that. Bring the knee up. And now let's abduct it, bring it out, swing it around. And since we're down here, this is a good time to bring both knees up and do our crossbody. I like my arms out because when I'm going to the left, I notice I'm also getting a little bit of extra stretch through my right pec, opening up that shoulder, letting that shoulder drop deeper into the floor. If you can create compound movements, stretch movements, when you're doing something, that's not a bad idea. Got a little cramp there in my adductor. You hear different things here. One is just hold for like a couple of seconds and then switch and go to the other side. And some will say if you're, let's say this is the side that's tighter for you, you just hang out there a little bit longer, focus on your breath. Imagine your breath is actually going right into the area of tension, and it's expanding and relaxing with your breath. That brings added chi and energy, helping that area to open. So these are just ways you can more deeply participate in the stretch. So it's not like something that is happening outside of you. You are actually the facilitator of the stretch itself. And again, 4 to 5 each side is usually fine. Now, while I'm here, I also like to do this one, which is good for the fascia of the low back, but it also engages the core, so there's a little bit of abdominal use here. So what you're going to do is literally press down with your feet and then tilt your pelvis down, which is flattening your low back, and you'll feel it through the core, and then simply release up. So you're not coming off the ground here. You're pushing down with your feet and pressing down with your low back and then releasing. Now, we're getting pretty loose, but let's go to one side. Now, with this, in truth, you might want to have like a belt or some kind of a strap. And that's to help if you're real tight in one of these moves. I've done this a long time, and my legs aren't as long as yours. So the first thing I like to do in the side lie is literally some knee to chest, but notice now this is dynamic. I'm actually going beyond straight because I'm now also helping to bring some more attention and opening to my hip flexors. You can also start to do some abduction movements here. We're really working the part of the glutes that do this movement, so we're bringing blood into the area. It's also working the inner thigh muscle, so we're getting a lot out of this one movement here. Okay. Now, this is the one where you might need the straps. I come around and I'm able to grab my foot and bring my leg up so that I'm now stretching the hamstring. Imagine the strap would go around the ball of the foot. You'd be holding it and bringing it up to whatever level is comfortable for you. Stretching is a marathon. If we do this consistently, maybe this is as far as you can go, but over a month or so, you get to here, and eventually you get to where you get pretty much what we would call full range of motion, functional range of motion. What I love about the side position is that it gives us the opportunity to go right from the hamstring and then work the opposing muscle of the joint and go right into your quads. With the intention of bringing the heel to your rear. Again, it's a journey. Only go to what your body says is comfortable and breathe. Relax into it. Never painful. And then frequently I do 2 sets of those. I'll come back to the hamstring yet again, because a lot of times the second time through I find that I've made some headway. I'm a little more open, and the second time is a little bit easier. And I'm going to show you another hamstring stretch at the very end when we're standing up. And then come into, once again, the quad stretch. And now I'm going to show you one more. This is sort of extra credit. This works this little muscle. It's called the tensor fasciae lata, which actually becomes the IT band, which is very tight on most people. And so what we're doing here with this is I'm actually bringing my leg back and I'm trying to tap my big toe on the ground behind me. Very slowly tap. You notice how this is opening this area up even more. Tap, tap, tap. Slowly, only go to what's comfortable for you. And if you want, now do some rotations, sort of like what you would do with your shoulder when you're standing up. Makes sense because your shoulder and your hip are both ball and socket joints, so they have the capacity to do many, if not all, of the same movements. And every time we do something like this, we're just bringing more blood into the joint.